Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I do have an AssElmo video for you today, and I will warn you that it may piss you off. I know it pissed me off watching it when he starts harassing an actual soldier. He thinks that because this man is a soldier and in uniform, that he has to protect him from all the people in the post office that he's pissing off. It's sickening. It's absolutely disgusting the way AssElmo behaves. That's normal, but it just seems like he's getting worse and worse with every video he does. Anyways, enjoy the video. Okay, so he is in El Paso, Texas, going to a post office, and it just gets worse. Like I said, he's more unhinged with every video.
What's going on, folks? Auditing America. I'm in El Paso, Texas, out with the Allen Report. Go to the Allen Report and show support. Subscribe also to all of our channels on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I'm Auditing America, and we're at the post office. We're going to see if they respect our rights to video record in a public place.
The guy that's with him, you'll notice in the video that he never says a word. He just records. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't interact with anybody. He doesn't harass soldiers. He just records everything. That's about it.
Let's see how it goes.
That is right, AssElmo. Focus in on the soldier. Do you see the soldier? Did you really see the soldier? That is a man. That is a real man. Something you will never be.
I'm okay, thanks.
No, you're not.
Can proceed with a transaction when you're taking pictures of the screens.
I'm not doing that, sir. I'm taking a video of you.
Are you taking a video of me?
No.
Well, I'm waiting for you to finish so I can finish my transaction.
You go ahead. I'm not here to film anybody here. I'm here to film them.
No, I can't finish. You can't finish until you stop filming.
The rules are right there on the wall. As long as I don't interfere with you, with your operation, my camera cannot be a bother. It's right there on the rules.
Oh my God. Yes, it does say not to interfere. Actually, you're not supposed to just interfere with anything like that. But you've already interfered. You're recording. You sit there and you say you're not recording the pin pads, but technically you are recording the pin pads. And you're recording him, which we all know that AssElmo is a pathological liar and just wants attention. That's all it is. He wants attention. Again, he's talking about poster 7, which poster 7, again, and I will show it again, states that you need the the postmaster's permission to film in the building.
So
You can't have a
it has a whole section. It has a whole section. It has a whole section for photographs.
Doing a transaction.
That's fine, and
My transaction.
I'm also working. You guys don't. First of all, you guys don't tell me what
Stop filming so I can finish my transaction.
you can, because I'm not filming that. But you guys don't tell me what to do. I don't know you, first of all, so don't talk to strangers.
Stop being an asshole.
You don't tell me what to do either. No, I'm working.
You gotta working for what?
That's none of your business.
You're on government property.
Obviously, I know public property.
Is he authorizing you to film him?
Yes, it's right there on the wall.
Oh, it says you can film it.
Okay, now let's see how many of you have paid attention to my videos and other people's videos as well, like Fraud Troll and some other people. what is the big thing? Like when you go in there, if you just record and you're quiet, nobody's really going to say much. But what is the number one thing that they say? You can be trespassed for being a public disturbance and for interfering with the daily operation of service. Right off the bat, AssElmo is interrupting daily operation of service. He's got the post worker there not going on with a transaction that a customer is trying to make because he's recording the pin pad, and now he's arguing and yelling at somebody in line. So already AssElmo is a public disturbance, and he's interrupting normal business actions. Like, he just can't get any worse. I mean, he probably could, but I mean, he's just disgusting.
Yes, it has a whole section. So before everybody start getting mad at me, we're not here to film. I'm not here to film you.
Well, yeah, it looks like it is.
No, I'm filming them. So let's calm down. I have the right to film the
No,
post
you
office.
do not.
I have the right to film the post office.
Nope.
For news purposes. Yes, yes. I don't have to discuss my day with anybody here.
Your press release.
I don't have to.
Press badge.
I don't have to show you anything.
you do.
No, I don't.
Show your press
Oh,
badge.
I'm sorry. I didn't know I woke up in North Korea. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Your press badge.
This is America.
Let me see your press badge.
Look at this guy. I can issue press passes to my employees, sir.
Press badge. Let me see your badge.
That's not required, sir. That's not required. That's not required. Look, we have a soldier right here who took an oath to protect our rights. Why don't you explain to them?
This is the beginning of AssElmo harassing the soldier. Please, again, I warn you, this will piss you off.
We have rights in America. Look, we have the right guy right here. Actually, I'm with a soldier who took an oath to protect our rights, so I'm safe. Also, the rules are right there on the wall.
So yeah, I'm still doing it.
It does.
Okay, so let's go over poster 7 again. Photographs for news, advertising, or commercial purposes. Let's not forget here that he is recording for commercial purposes. He is in there recording so that he can cause a disturbance to put it on YouTube and make money. Therefore, he is recording for commercial purposes. Photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, or auditoriums when used for public meetings. Let's stop that right there. Is there a public meeting going on in the post office at the time that AssElmo is in the recording? Absolutely not. There is no public meeting going on. If there was a public meeting going on in the post office, then yes, he could go in and he could record the public meeting. However, there's no public meeting. So no, you cannot. Except where prohibited by official signs or security force personnel, or other authorized personnel, or a federal court order or rule. What does that section mean? That section means even if there was a public meeting going on and there were signs and security and other personnel saying, look, there's a meeting going on, but we're not allowing photography or filming. That's what that means. So either way, if there is a meeting going on and there's no restrictions, you may record. If there's no meeting, you can't record. If there's a meeting and they're saying no recording, then you can't record. Other photographs may be taken only with the permission of the local postmaster or installation head. What does other photographs may be taken only with the permission of blah, blah, blah? Other photographs would be if you're going in there and there is no public meeting and you're going in there to photograph and film. That's what other photographs means. It means other than there being a present public meeting. And since there's no public meeting going on at AssElmo, then you need the postmaster or installation head to give you permission to record in the post office. That's what this is. That's what this says. However, He will read this out loud again, all the way up until the prohibited part. As usual, he will read it until it states, except where prohibited. That's where he stops and he never reads further. And he does that on purpose so that he can keep brainwashing his subscribers into thinking it's okay for him to go in and record, because none of them are going to look up poster 7. And even if they did look up poster 7, they wouldn't understand it because they can't think for themselves. It's very, very clear because they're still supporting him. Oops, did not mean to do that. Sorry for your eyeballs. Now, let's also remember that the post office is a non-public forum. A non-public forum is a government space that is not, by tradition or designation, a forum for public communication. What does that mean? It means you cannot just go in and do what you want, because that's not what it's used for. It's used for postal service reasons. Spaces in which the government is acting as a proprietor, managing its internal operations, fall into this category. Courts have consistently found public property to be a non-public forum where the evidence shows that the property's purpose is to conduct or facilitate government business and not to provide a forum for public expression. Basically, what that means, AssElmo, is the post office was not created so that dumbasses like yourself can go in there and record and tell people off and beg soldiers to protect you when you think that these two gentlemen are going to beat your ass. That's what they're saying. That's not what government offices were built for. There are times, places, and manners in which you can express yourself. Going to the post office during regular business hours is not a time, place, or manner for that. Examples of spaces courts have held to be non-public forums include the offices of government employees, the interior of polling places, the mailboxes of public school teachers, lobby areas of government buildings, terminals in publicly operated airports. There's another one for AssElmo, and military bases. Ooh, and yet another one. The Supreme Court has recognized that the government has much more flexibility to craft rules limiting speech in a non-public forum, including imposing restrictions based on content, so long as the distinctions drawn are reasonable in light of the purpose served by the forum and are viewpoint neutral. Now, what does that mean, AssElmo? First of all, just because the post office is not labeled here in one of the examples does not mean that the post office is exempt. All that was examples. Okay? Now, the last part of this, the only thing this means is because it is a non-public forum, the government can put restrictions on speech and action, and they have every right to do it. And you have no right to go in there and film. One more thing. This is on poster 7. This describes AssElmo, okay? Specific restrictions. Disorderly conduct or conduct that creates loud and unusual noise or which impedes entrance to or departure from post offices or otherwise obstructs the usual use of entrances, foyers, corridors, offices, elevators, stairways, and parking lots, or which otherwise tends to impede or disturb the public or employees in the performance of their duties, or which otherwise impedes or disturbs the general public in transacting business or obtaining their services provided on postal service property is prohibited. Therefore, AssElmo, you, your personality, and all your bullshit is prohibited from post office property. Why? Because the only reason you go in there is to cause a disturbance. Plain and simple. You, within the first 5 minutes of your own video, has impeded and disturbed the public and the employees in performing of their duties. You have also impeded and disturbed the general public in their transaction business. and obtaining the services provided by the Postal Service. You should literally start getting arrested for this shit. You really should. I am sorry that was a little bit longer than what I expected it to be, but I wanted to break it all down. I know I have kind of broken it down before in the past, but I wanted to make sure that I actually broke Poster 7 down to where even his people can understand it, I hope. Let's continue with the shit show.
Why don't you, brother? You took an oath. You're in the army.
Hey, why don't you stop with the explanations?
Don't.
Hey, get out.
So we can get out.
Why don't you take that advice?
We're customers here.
And so am I. Sir, brother, come
No,
on.
you're not a customer.
You took an oath to this. Don't do it. There's thousands watching. So why don't you stand up for what's right? They'll listen to you. They don't want to listen to me.
At this point, I can't make no comment.
Yes, you can. You took an oath to protect our rights. You're in the federal property.
I'm protecting everybody and I'm protected, but I can't make no comment.
This guy, bro, look. There's a lot of people watching you right now. So I would really think before you speak, okay? You should really think before you speak. There's thousands watching you right now. You as a soldier.
You have a right not to say anything to this gentleman. In my opinion,
He actually took an oath to protect our rights.
in my opinion,
What the hell?
I would not say anything. He has no right to film you either.
Yes, I do. It's the First Amendment, freedom of the press. It's a very first article. Why don't you educate people, brother? Don't.
That's what press you're working.
Why don't you educate people, brother? Don't.
That's what press you're working for.
I don't have to.
Well, then you're not.
I'm a free American citizen. This is the land of the free. I owe explanation to nobody. No, you shut up. Don't. That's disrespectful. Well, why would you say that? No. Yo no te.
Whoa, so now he's telling this older lady to shut up. Like, serious, I know he's told men to shut up in his videos, but he literally just yelled at this woman and told her to shut up. Like, could you get any more vile, AssElmo? Seriously, could you get any more vile? It really disgusts me to see females on his channel commenting about how wonderful he is and how much they appreciate him doing what he does. And it just makes me think, would you still feel the same way if you knew what he did to women? Like if you were handed, I don't know, his criminal history, and you saw that he has hobbies such as, well, kidnapping women, holding them hostage, abusing them, R-ing them, beating them up. I mean, how would they feel about that? Would they still support him? Sadly, probably would.
Faltando respeto a usted. No, cállese usted. That's disrespectful. This is America.
What kind of press tells people to shut up?
She's telling me to shut up.
What kind of press tells people to shut up?
You're being disorderly now by screaming.
No.
Yes, you are.
You are being disrespectful to this woman.
Lower your voice.
You're being disrespectful to this woman.
You guys are being disrespectful to me.
I'm speaking loudly, so you'll hear me.
You can't do that here.
I just did.
You can't do that here.
You can be filming, sir.
Yes, I can. It's
Wait, he can't do what? Use his freedom of speech? See, this is what I'm talking about, people. When I talk to their supporters and they're like, oh, thank you for fighting for our rights. Are you kidding me? He doesn't give two shits about your rights. He only cares about his own when he's in there harassing and verbally abusing everybody, not just the employees, but the customers as well. He just now proved he doesn't care about that man's rights. He just told him, you can't do that. Okay, so he can't talk to you and raise his voice, but you're allowed to do it to everybody else. Perfect example of AssElmo not doing this for the intended reason that he says he is. He is only doing this to hide behind the Constitution so he can go out, abuse, and verbally harass society as a whole because he's unemployable due to his criminal record. He is a disgusting piece of scum. And people actually support this.
on the wall.
Can you please step out?
No, call the police. You guys are all being disorderly. I have the right to be here. It's on the wall.
I would call
Look. Yes. Look. Photographs. Photographs. It's right here before you call the police. Look at your own rules. Not only that.
You're disturbing the
I'm not. This guy's. No, I'm not. I'm filming you guys.
Making all these customers,
Their feelings have nothing to do with me. Bro, stand up for what's right.
You give
Don't
press
do
a
this.
bad name, sir. You give journalists and press a bad name.
How? I haven't disrespected anybody.
Because you're disrespectful to them.
What do you mean you haven't disrespected anybody? You started this whole thing out by being disrespectful and rude and nasty. Then you told an elderly woman to shut up, and you've been spending this entire video begging a soldier to protect you. Only you. You are the most disrespectful piece of crap I've ever seen.
She's being disrespectful to me.
Disrespectful to me. You're giving journalism a bad name.
No, I'm not. I'm just
Shame
doing
on you.
Oh my God.
Shame on you.
You're acting like a Karen, sir.
Shame on you.
Oh yeah, we're all a bunch of terrorists now. They don't want them in here.
Oh my God. Yo, what the heck? I have the right to video record. Bro, you're going to allow this? You're going to allow this to happen?
Violation of our rights.
How is that a violation of your rights, sir?
I don't want my picture on your stupid phone.
We have the right to film.
Not me.
Yes.
Not me.
It's the First Amendment. I'm not trying to be rude to anybody.
Not in the
It's
post
my right not
office.
to have it filmed.
Wow.
You're fit of the hip.
Where does it say that in the Constitution? Bro, they say we have the right not to be filmed. Where does it say that in the Constitution? You're doing the wrong thing.
Children's space over here.
Call your postmaster. That's approved by your postmaster right there. Come on. Come on, you're gonna do that? You, bro.
What I don't understand is how do you
He took an oath to protect our rights.
you want to let us know what you want?
I just want people to leave me alone. That's it. I know, but
You just want people to leave you alone. Oh, poor little AssElmo. Poor little man-child crying because people won't leave you alone. You bring this on yourself. You go in there treating people like shit, and then you wonder why everybody else is treating you like shit. And then I just want people to leave me alone. You are so selfish, so disgusting. I don't know how many times I can say it. You are just so vile. Please go back to Puerto Rico and get the hell off the mainland. I know you can't because Puerto Rico threw you away too, and they don't want you. Guam threw you out of the country as well. Saipan doesn't want you back either. So what? We're stuck with you now. Thanks.
I know, but you're allowed. You as a soldier, you're supposed to stand up, bro. And yes, you are. You're supposed to stand up for our rights.
You have to hold your comment.
Hold my comment. That's not what our country's about.
Here's the point.
Our country is about freedom.
You could have stepped up and asked for everybody's opinion to film.
I don't need everybody's opinion. We have the freedom to, and you're supposed to.
Phone out of my face.
There you go. He doesn't even know.
No,
Look,
can you take the phone? I don't want my face in there.
you're already in it because you're a disgrace to that uniform.
Okay.
You're a disgrace to that uniform.
Excuse
No,
me.
it's the truth.
I'm not.
It's the truth.
Whoa. He's a disgrace to the uniform because he won't stand up and protect your wuss ass? Are you kidding me? You are such a little girl. You are such a wuss. You are so scared of the men and the women in that post office right now that you are begging this soldier to please stand up and protect you. He don't owe you shit, AssElmo. He owes you nothing. He did not swear an oath to protect little man children that go into post offices, throw fits, cry, and have a tantrum, all because they're told they're not allowed to record in there, which, by the way, Poster 7 says. This man did not sign up and join saying, I am going to be the hero of every man baby in this country and protect them every time they're doing wrong and people want to pounce on them. No, he did not. Absolutely not. Now, he did sign an oath, and his job is to protect us from international and domestic terrorists. I'd say you fall under at least one of those categories. But this man doesn't owe you crap. He doesn't owe you anything. How dare you say that he is a disgrace to that uniform? You know nothing about that uniform. You know nothing about being in that uniform. You know nothing about sacrificing for this country. You know nothing about protecting the Constitution, the one thing you hide behind like a little coward every time you walk out your door and go film something. You are a coward.
Nah. You're supposed to stand up and protect me, and you're not doing that.
Isn't he doing it? But just
He just said it. You're supposed to stand up and protect me. No, AssElmo, he's not. And he won't. And he's doing the right thing.
putting on that uniform.
He's not. He's supposed to protect my rights.
You want him to stand up for all these people?
He's supposed to stop her from calling the police. Yes.
All right, when the police come, you take it up.
Good, and I will. And this guy's gonna be exposed for a fake.
Okay.
No, because all I'm asking is for you to do what you took an oath to protect. Look at this guy, bro. I'm just
So now AssElmo has called the soldier a fake because he won't stand up and protect AssElmo. This is the first time I think I've ever really hoped to see one of these men beat him down. Right there. He doesn't deserve to use the Constitution. I'm going to stop before I say something I may regret on my own channel.
He doesn't want to film him.
He's a public employee that took an oath to protect our rights, and he's not doing it.
Public employee doesn't allow you to film anybody when you want to be.
It's the First Amendment. Learn about our rights.
not.
No, you're an idiot. Look up the definition of an idiot. Look up the definition of an idiot. Good. You have
He doesn't need to look up the definition of an idiot. He can see it standing in front of him. It's you.
the right to do that too. Oh my God, bro, you're a Darren. You know what a Darren is?
You don't even know what a Karen is.
Wow, all over a camera, guy. You guys are all insane. Were you in the military, sir? Okay, I see you have a military hat. Don't you agree that the military takes an oath to protect our rights?
They do take an oath to the Constitution.
Thank you. They take an oath.
Now, did everybody recognize the moron that just sat down next to the soldier and AssElmo pretended like he didn't know who he was, but said, "Oh, Dad, were you in the military? You're wearing a military hat, blah, blah, blah." That's his little friend. See? He's the one he was talking about at the beginning of the video. When he said, "We are here, and everybody should subscribe or check out his channel too." This is what AssElmo does. He gets people to go in, pretend like he doesn't know them, so that they can sit there and repeat all the garbage that AssElmo is saying. That's all this is. It's all staged from the minute he gets into his car, from whatever box he crawled out of that morning, and the whole way to the post office or whatever government building he's chosen to go and abuse and harass. He has it planned. You are going to be a decoy. I'm not going to know who you are, but you're going to literally agree with everything I say.
Well, hey, he has the right to. They'll believe
He
him.
has the right to not answer to you, man.
He does, but then he needs to stop working for. Then he needs to stop. Yeah, that's right. That's fine. Yeah, he does have the right. No,
All right, so
no, we finance the military. Actually,
that's fine. But if he's putting on the
In order for him to talk to you, I need
Who's a we? Do you have a mouse in your pocket, AssElmo? Because you don't finance the military.
He doesn't-
commend officer, which he does not have.
he has a freedom to speak, sir.
Not when it comes to the uniform.
Yes, it does. Oh yeah, okay. You sound like a joke.
Actually, that veteran back there that you're talking so nasty and disrespectful to is correct. Soldiers in uniform do not have the same freedoms of speech that we do. I know you don't know that, AssElmo, because you think you know everything, and this poor soldier is supposed to stand up and protect little old you. But no, when they're in uniform, they do not have the same freedom of speech that we do.
By Biden voter. You look like him too.
I don't vote for Joe Biden.
Yeah, you look like him too.
I do not agree with Joe Biden and his stand on all of these things. So, don't call me a Democrat, 'cause I'm not.
You sound.
I'll just be straight with you.
Okay, good.
I'm a conservative.
Okay.
Do not call me a Democrat.
Good.
Do not call me a Democrat. You don't know what you're talking about.
Good.
Keep your mouth shut.
So you really.
You see what he did there? He blurted something out, hoping it was going to stick to piss this older man off even more. He realized it was going to stick and kept going with it to purposely piss this old man off. This is what he does. Yes, he has created a public disturbance. He should be arrested for this. I am so sick and tired of AssElmo getting away with this shit over and over and over.
I'm mad about me calling him a Democrat.
That soldier,
I have the right to. He took an
you don't
oath.
have the right to tell him.
Yes, sir.
You need the permission from the Fort Bliss, the people at Fort Bliss running
Oh, really? Oh, really? Sir,
to talk to us.
I don't want to be rude to you in any way, but we have rights in America. We have the right.
Apparently, you're the only one with the rights right now.
Yes,
I'm the only one
thank
exercising
you.
them, actually.
No,
No.
But you're.
Now turn the damn camera off.
Yes, but he's at work. When he's wearing that uniform, he's in full capacity. He's supposed to protect us, and he's not. So that's fine. You don't have to.
He's doing something to you.
From tyranny. Everybody here.
Oh, my
She's calling the
God.
police for a guy video recording, and he's supposed to protect us, bro. From what is it? Terrorists, foreign and domestic.
Well, you must be
I'm not-
a domestic terrorist right now.
That gentleman is right. AssElmo, you are a domestic terrorist. Plain and simple.
Oh, that's disrespectful. No, I'm a very good person.
No, you're not.
Actually,
Telling these guys over here to shut
Actually-
up. And you said something
no,
about terrorism.
no, I actually stand for your.
He's a really good person. Shall I name off his criminal record again on what he likes to do with women? I already said it once. You can rewind it if you missed it or if you forgot. But yeah, a good person doesn't do that currently and in the past and continues to do it. Yeah, AssElmo, you are the least good person on this planet. Sorry, you're just disgusting.
Reverse it on you and
I actually stand up for your right to video record and to say whatever you want. The same right, the same right that you have.
Take the camera off
Listen,
right now.
the same
Take it off right now.
You're disrespectful.
You're getting him, and you're getting me.
And
Turn it off.
I'm filming you because
Yeah, right.
you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay.
27 years in the military for jack shit. Spent 2.5
And you never learned the very First Amendment. What's the Third Amendment then? And I'll leave. Tell me
Oh
the Third
my
Amendment and I'll leave.
God.
If you spend 27.
I'm worried about.
There it is, the Third Amendment. He's always got to throw that one out. The most irrelevant amendment, the one we don't use. He's got to constantly throw it out because if he asks, he assumes it makes it sound like he's intelligent and educated. Sorry, AssElmo, it doesn't. It makes you seem even more stupid and uneducated than you look.
1 and 2, and you're
1 and 2.
everybody. It does not.
There's a whole 27 amendments, but he only cares about the first and the second. Good.
Yeah, I wouldn't laugh at
if you
that.
care about the first, I'm exercising freedom of the press. Then what's your name? So we could yes, we do. So we could complain.
my
What's your name?
God.
Because we're gonna complain on you.
He's going to
You see,
cry.
God didn't give you that head so that you could just spend hours brushing it. He gave it to you so that you could use it. And by the way, you're wearing way too much makeup. Can I have your name and badge number, please? So,
Whoa, are you real? What? You're wearing way too much makeup?
give you that head so that you could just spend hours brushing it. He gave it to you so that you could use it. And by the way, you're wearing way too
I would hardly say she's wearing too much makeup. This is what AssElmo does when he's being intimidated by a female. He attacks her appearance. God gave you a brain too, AssElmo. When are you ever going to use it? So far, you have failed in your entire lifetime.
much makeup. Can I have your name and badge number, please?
Cypress IPE badge number is 2962.
I appreciate it. Can I have your name and badge number? Look, I'm gonna show you something right here before we go.
We'll talk outside.
I know, but listen, we can talk right here, brother. Let me.
I don't want to interrupt him.
I know, but I want to show you right here why I'm here. So, I'm with the media. We have millions of people that have
No,
tuned
he's
into
not.
our channel, okay? And
Reminder, a judge has already stated that just because you have a YouTube channel does not make you media or the press or a journalist. And like I've already said, watch AssElmo. He only reads to a one certain point of poster 7.
Under 4 years that we've been working. Photographs for news purposes may be taken in entrances, lobbies, foyers, corridors, auditoriums when used for public meetings, except where prohibited. So this is permitted right here for me to video record. If people really don't, I never started engaging customers, disturbing the peace, or speaking to anybody. The gentleman wasn't aware of that his boss, the postmaster, approved this on August 2016. This is an updated version of the poster 7. And they call the police because they first of all, sir, not for nothing, but you guys are city police. They have their own postal police that they're supposed to call. This is not a threat. The only way that you guys can come in here is if there's a physical threat, so immediate threat. You know what I'm saying? I'm a journalist working on a story. They need a call. I'm not.
I'm gonna interrupt you because when we walked in here, you were raising your voice.
I was speaking with that gentleman who agreed. No, I was speaking to that gentleman who agreed with me, right? You agree with me? He agrees. I never said, I'm just educating people, brother. You know, I'm not here to create a problem. I don't get paid for problems. I get paid for educating people. So also, we have millions of people that tune in. I pay taxes on these videos. That's another thing. But we don't want to talk about that. A whole 24%. That's a big chunk of our paycheck. And we make pretty good money. So we have the right to be here.
Right there, AssElmo just admitted finally why he does what he does. To get money. To get a paycheck. Did you hear him say at all that he does this to fight for our rights? To stand up for our rights? To stand up for the Constitution? No, not at all. He literally mentioned money for his videos. He just admitted it. And AssElmo, I know you like to think you know what you're talking about, but city police lawfully can come into that post office and they lawfully can arrest you. They don't need to call for government postal special service Navy SEALs to come in and arrest you. The city police can do it just fine. Even the cop can see what bullshit is coming out of AssElmo. He can see that AssElmo is nothing but crap.
Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? This is the rules.
So you
They're
don't
supposed to call
understand.
postal police. You guys are city police.
Yeah, we could respond to it as well.
If there's an immediate threat.
Nope.
No, it doesn't have to be a threat.
Yes.
No.
Yes, you guys are. You have a firearm on federal property. You're not even supposed to do that.
No, we can.
They're police. They're law enforcement. There is an exception for that when walking into a government building. Okay, so basically, yes. Local police do have jurisdiction over the post office. Normally, the employees would have the postmaster come out. The postmaster has his own kind of like, it was something I read, and I'm sure somebody in the comments can correct me if I'm wrong or explain it better than I can, but like they have their own little security thing where they can take care of it. But if the postmaster isn't there, then they're going to call local police or the sheriff's department. Absolutely. And yes, they can arrest you on post office property. There's nothing that says that they can't.
I don't know. I think that's debatable.
Well,
but
we call the postal master because
yeah, you guys can come in because it's within the city. But if there's an immediate threat, you know what I'm saying? There's no threat here. So they'd have to go the proper way, which is the postal police. That's why we have the postal police.
No.
Correct. And the postal police is the postmaster. Ironic, huh, there, AssElmo. Either way, the post office, the postmaster, does work directly with the police department, the local law enforcement, which would be police department and sheriff's department. They work closely with them in connection that if there is a problem that happens at the post office, like an AssElmo walks in, then the local police or sheriff's department has the right and jurisdiction at that point to come in and deal with it and arrest you if the arrest is needed. They work closely with the postmaster. These things are already established and put into place. AssElmo doesn't know jack shit, so that's why he just keeps going round and round and round with this officer acting like he knows what he's talking about. But you can just look at the officer's face and you can tell that he knows that AssElmo's just full of shit anyway.
Those two. They can, but they're supposed to call the postal police. You really have no jurisdiction in here. This is federal property.
Yeah, they do.
If anyone is supposed to enforce laws here, it's federal postal police. You can't enforce federal laws.
That's funny, AssElmo, because the postal police is the postmaster, and the law he's enforcing is Poster 7. And I've already read Poster 7 to you, and I don't recall you getting permission from the postmaster to come in and record, cause a public disturbance, and be an asshole.
So there you go. That's my whole point. So if you arrest me on, like, I'm not breaking the law, but like, let's say, no, but I'm saying if you can't really, I run into a lot of police officers who really don't understand our very First Amendment, sir.
No, yeah. I haven't done anything to you.
No, yes, I understand, but you guys are people with guns who are arriving. You took an oath to protect that, but by you entering federal property, it kind of is a little bit suspicious to me because I'm expecting postal police. You know what I'm saying?
Who cares what you're expecting? We're expecting you to be arrested, which is lawfully what they should be doing, is arresting you. Here, AssElmo, I'll give you a little bit of free education. Is USPS considered federal property? We are considered to be a federal agency due to our predecessor, USPOD. That was a cabinet department from 1872 through 1971. The Post Office Act of 1872 gave USPOD the cabinet status. From there, the Postal Reorg Act made us an independent postal service that is regulated by the Postal Regulatory Commission. Our U.S. postal workers federal employees, as he loves to call them. As a postal worker, you must follow federal rules and you receive federal benefits. However, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics doesn't consider postal workers federal employees because the Postal Service is a quasi-federal agency. If you just learned it, you'd know what to say next time. But instead, you want to stay stupid.
I challenge those. That's even worse than the post office, brother. I'm just right here at the post office, right next to the rule.
He only challenges the rules at the jail when he's in the jail, like as an inmate, which he's been quite a few times, more than a normal person.
That say that I have the right to film. They didn't know. This gentleman right here, honestly, I'm kind of sad because he witnessed the whole incident, and as a military personnel, he took an oath. Even the same oath that you guys took, he took it to protect us, and he didn't. So that's a disgrace to the uniform. I'm not here to badge him or anybody, but we do expose tyranny, and we expose bad.
Hey, AssElmo, I dare you to look up the definition of tyranny and tyrant and learn it. But I bet you won't. And I'm going to say this as delicately as I can so I don't hurt his precious little feelings, even though I don't give a shit about his feelings. But until you grow a set of balls, become a man, join the service, put on that uniform, and do one selfless act in your life, I don't ever want to hear you say that an actual soldier is a disgrace to his uniform. You are a disgrace to the human race. You are an embarrassment to the human race. You are less than the human race. You're just disgusting. And for you to sit there and say that this soldier is a disgrace to the uniform, you really want people to support you, but yet you're going to talk about our military that way? You're
government employees. the same way that we praise good public employees. So I was hoping. I said, man, I hope time.
Yeah. I'm not worried about that. We don't know.
So that's funny because they just told him that we have the right to film here, right? But they started a whole incident because he said I couldn't film in this place. Then the lady came on. She also said I couldn't film. But that's how people are. They would never apologize.
Here's the thing. Unfortunately, even post office employees don't read Poster 7, and if they read it, they probably don't quite understand it. I have already called the post office, spoken to the postmaster. I've spoken to the lady who called the police. They are all now up to date on what Poster 7 actually means and what it is, instead of going by his ignorant ass. See, what happened was AssElmo read only that one small part of Poster 7 to the police officer. The police officer then went and told her what AssElmo read, instead of reading it himself, which is what the officer should have done, was read that part of Poster 7. Had he done so, he would have seen that it said he needed the postmaster's permission to record in there, unless there is a public meeting, and there's nothing saying that he can't record the public meeting. But the officers fail yet again to actually read Poster 7 and then work off of that. Because had the officer read it after speaking with the lady, then he would have gone back to the lady and told her, well, I read your rule, and he's not supposed to record or not allowed to record without the postmaster's permission. Does the postmaster give him permission? Guarantee it would have been a big fat no. And then they could have taken him if he didn't stop. If they told him to leave, and let's just say the lady already told him he had to leave. Because he didn't and he continued to cause a disturbance, he was already trespassing. But because nobody paid attention to Poster 7, nothing happened. That is the problem. Post offices need to start paying attention to damn Poster 7 and reading it and knowing their own policies. The police, when they come in, instead of taking the word of this disgusting criminal, he should have read that part on Poster 7. He would have understood that AssElmo was purposely leaving out the most important part of Poster 7. Again, the police failed, the post office failed, all because they don't pay attention to the actual rule.
To it. I don't take this personal. You've seen this, what happened, right, sir?
Well, there's no expectation of privacy in a public place, you know, so
Do you mind if I ask you where you're from?
Here we go. AssElmo's friend that he told to pretend he doesn't know who he is and stand up for him. So gross.
Are you military as well?
No, I'm not military, no.
Okay, so you witnessed, and I don't want to give you involved, but you've been sitting right here for a while. What do you think about this whole incident right here, sir?
I think that if you're just practicing obviously if you have a camera, if you're like just being in the publicly accessible lobby, I think you're all right, exercising your right. Obviously, if you were to go on the other side of the counter or something, there'd be an issue, but obviously you wouldn't do that if you get paid for a living to do this, so.
Really? I know you're his friend and all, or you're interviewing for his next boyfriend since he hasn't been able to find one since Whisk Boy finally broke up with him. But AssElmo was filming the other side of the counter. He was also filming this man trying to do a transaction. He was also filming the pin pads. So, thank you for proving me right that you are just a decoy for AssElmo.
Yes, I'm just, bro, I wasn't even speaking to anybody when I got here. And just the average American citizens don't know about our rights. This gentleman is a military guy. He doesn't know the Third Amendment, and that's terrible because it pertains to his job.
The average American citizen doesn't know about our rights. We actually do. You're the one who doesn't understand our rights. And you never asked that soldier what the Third Amendment was. You asked a retired military man who did 27 years of selfless sacrifice for this country that you were so disrespectful and rude to. That's who you asked what the Third Amendment was, not the soldier sitting there in uniform. But again, AssElmo lies. Now, yes, I did fast forward through quite a bit of this because he's just standing there whining to himself, like the officer isn't even paying attention to anything he says. But now AssElmo is whining and crying because the post office manager is not coming out there into the lobby the moment he demands it.
Customers here at the post office, like the fact that they're taking forever right now to come outside, that's against their own customers' bill of rights, because they say that we have the right to receive fast, prompt service, and if there's an issue or an
Customer here?
well, of course.
Wait a minute. Now there's a customer bill of rights at the post office? What the hell is he talking about? Oh my God. If he could not get any more stupid, I don't know. He raises that bar. Every time I watch a video, AssElmo has woke up that morning a level higher of stupidity than he was when he went to bed that night before. It's just like chili. They raise the bar of stupidity every time they wake up the next morning. It is insane. And no, officer, he's not a customer.
We all are. Who hasn't been a customer for the post office?
Oh my God.
So,
How you doing, sir?
are you conducting business right now at the post office?
I am. This is going to be taxed. This is my job.
What?
And it says for news purposes. Most people don't receive citizen journalists, but yes, there's a lot of us.
You're not actually waiting in line to do something at the moment.
That's because I'm working. No, listen.
There's not any
Yes.
expectation for whoever the manager is to hurry up and get out here. Okay?
Thank you, officer. And no, AssElmo, you're not working. You don't work. You don't have a job. Have you ever had a job? I don't think so. I don't remember finding one in your background check. Standing around being a public disturbance, recording people because you want to make money on YouTube, which, by the way, you just admitted in this video, that's why you do this, is not being a customer. A customer is somebody who comes in and purchases something or asks for assistance with a postal service issue. You are not a customer just because you're hanging around and loitering while being a public disturbance.
So we can't make somebody do something they don't.
They do because they called the police. So they created an issue where the tax dollars are being the city of El Paso's money is now at risk because of a person who doesn't know their job. So it's.
How is taxpayer money at risk in El Paso just because the manager's not coming out? Because I'm sorry, just because you say jump does not mean she has to ask how high. It doesn't work that way. You are a nobody. A nobody. You are lower than the dirt on the sidewalk outside of the post office. She does not need to come out just because you are demanding it. You are not a customer. You are not a journalist. You're not the media. You're not the press. You're just an attention-seeking man-child throwing a tantrum because, well, you were put in your place by customers. And now you're crying like a little baby.
They should hurry up, not only that. It's just the right thing to do.
Like he would know the right thing to do about anything.
So, just to answer your question, I am in full official capacity of my job right here. So that's no one can interfere with that. The same way that I can't interfere with their job. Now, if I'm getting into between that or bothering people, like stopping the business, then yes. But it's like I'm a paparazzi, brother.
He's not paparazzi. Now he's paparazzi. What the hell is going on here? If he was Markiplier or PewDiePie or somebody that's literally making millions of dollars on YouTube, then I would say, okay, it's his job. But come on, you have purchased more than half of your own subscriber list and you purchase your views. That is not a job. Sorry, AssElmo. Obviously, you don't know what a job is, but that was clear from the beginning.
At least this guy agrees. I like this guy. You should join the military. How old are you?
25.
25? We can. You want to give that up to this guy because he do better.
I would love to join. It's an honor to.
Yes. I encourage everybody to go join the military. Why? Not only you get great benefits, you go to school for free. Then they give you a house. You get everything as long as you're.
Yeah, AssElmo, they don't just give you everything. You kind of have to work for it. I know my dad, after 20 plus years as an Army tank commander, didn't just get free housing and everything else, including healthcare and all this other stuff, for just sitting around doing absolutely nothing. No, he busted his ass in the Army. My ex-husband did the same thing. My current husband did the same thing. They busted their ass in the Army for everything that they got while they were in the Army. That's why you couldn't join. Well, that and your criminal history. But you're too lazy. You wouldn't be able to do any of the jobs in the military. Even if it was working in the mess hall or just cleaning toilets 24/7. You're too damn lazy and you're selfish. I could never see you joining the military because joining the military is a selfless act. It is something you do. You're doing it for yourself, yes, but you're also doing it for the country, to fight for the country, to protect the country. You would never do that because you run to soldiers to stand up and fight for you. When they're not going to, you cry about it. And of course you like this guy. He is yours. He's your guy from the outside that you brought in as your decoy. He's your new interviewer for the next whisk boyfriend. Of course you like him.
That's because I'm serving my country in a different way. I'm not. How do you know? How do you come to that conclusion? How do you come to that conclusion?
If you're not doing this, you're not doing the same thing.
I'm not doing the same thing. This guy doesn't even know the Third Amendment, and I just asked him. So just because he's
I love this guy.
He took an oath to answer your questions. He does. He's a public employee.
No, he's.
Oh, what job does I want to work there? I want to work there. What?
You want to work there? You couldn't work there. You're not man enough. Even if you didn't have a criminal record, you would be, I don't know, kind of like Wrangler. You wouldn't pass basic training. You're a wuss. You would never make it.
Do you get to not take care of the people who actually finance the whole operation?
So you're required to answer questions. If I ask you questions, you're required to answer them?
No, because I'm the boss here. You guys work for us. We don't work for
you.
So you guys don't tell us what to do.
Yeah, they do.
I don't mean to be in
But we're the bosses. You guys are the employees. That's just how it goes. There's not.
Sorry, AssElmo. You're not a boss of anything. He's not your employee. You don't pay taxes. You especially don't pay taxes in El Paso. You're not even a resident of El Paso. You don't pay taxes even where you're from. And yes, I do know.
I didn't choose to work for the public. I chose to finance it. So
yeah, you don't finance it. And you didn't choose to work for the public because instead you chose to live a life of criminal activity. Just ask the girls you've been with what your hobby is. They've told the police. I'm sure they'd have no problem telling anybody else who you actually are. I wish the police just once would run his name and look at who he really is. Just once.
Then you're automatically assuming that I'm not doing a service for my country when I've actually educated millions of people in our rights. Why? Because I have tattoos and a snapback, and a face tattoo, and I'm not the average news person with a $10,000.
No, AssElmo. You're extremely improfessional. You're not a professional at all. Um, you're who have you educated? I would love to know who you've educated. You have to be educated to educate others. You are so severely educated that I know first graders that are way more intelligent and educated than you are, AssElmo. And I can prove that. I actually know a first grader. She's my cousin's daughter. And she's way more intelligent and educated than you are. You don't educate a single person. You lie, you give misinformation, and, well, you basically just go off your own feelings. And as you say, it's not about people's feelings unless it's yours, right? Then it matters. You precious little flower, you.
On a camera and way too much makeup and the lies and everything. Is that how you're gonna go ahead and assume that I'm not supposed to be here, that I'm not an official business? You said I'm not doing anything I'm not doing a service for my country. You don't
You're
know
not.
that. My channel is specifically about our rights in our country, and we have more than 100 million people that have tuned in. That's what I'm telling you.
That you
and people
paid
love
for.
us. That's because they've been informed, brother. You have no authority on federal property right now.
No, it's because you purchased those subscribers. They're not real people. And they're allowed to be there. And if they arrest you, they have the lawful right to do so. Again, AssElmo, educate yourself, then speak.
Every second you're in here with a firearm, that could be a crime. I'm not an attorney, but that could be a crime because you have no jurisdiction here. They supposed to call the postal police. You only have jurisdiction in here if there's an immediate threat. If somebody's doing something crazy here, no one's doing anything bad. You guys should really leave because you don't have jurisdiction. It's like crossing into Mexico. You can't do that.
Oh my God!
You're crossing into federal property. You don't enforce the law here. They do. They have their own police that does that.
Like I said, AssElmo raises that bar of stupidity every day. And it seems like in this video, he has risen it every time he's opened his mouth. And so far, he hasn't shut the fuck up.
You understand that, right? You're aware of that. This is not new to you, right, brother?
I know my job.
But you know you can't arrest nobody unless there's an immediate threat.
You're mistaken there.
Well, yeah, you could be a tyrant and arrest me. You can't beat the ride. But guaranteed, I'll bond out right away. The same day. It's really not gonna do anything because I haven't done anything wrong. So yes, there could be a mistake on your behalf and you could go ahead and arrest somebody on public property and then everybody here is gonna allow you to kidnap me. But the reality is that when we go to federal court, I'm gonna win. Why? Because not only we have the right to video record, we've agreed to that.
Yes, it will. Yes, it's you could step out. No, are you recording me?
That's because you're no.
No, I know, but he was recording the place actually.
No, I was not. I know I was not.
Let's also remember, just because it's the post office, it's still a business, and they can deny you service and tell you to leave. And if you don't leave, you're trespassing. That stands for the post office just as it stands for any business.
She's going to do the walk of shame. The same one you're going to do on your way to the car. We love her name because, you see, you don't call the police on people for not doing anything illegal.
Oh, my God.
You wanted me in a cage.
That's where you belong.
Disturbing? No, you guys were disturbing my job. Interfering with my job, actually. We have freedom of speech. We can speak.
This is like a
We can
child.
pray. We can record and work on a story. It's all protected under the First Amendment.
We do.
We like to pray. People love to pray, right? To God
shut
and to our,
up.
yes, it's protected. Freedom of religion. We have that too. And we have freedom of the press. Most
You're
people
not
say,
the
you're not the press. Show me your press pass. We're all the press.
No, we're not.
Just because I don't have a $1 billion building doesn't make it any difference. They have more money, they can reach more people. But we have the same right
Keep
to
talking
work on
to
a story
the
and
wall.
publish it. We do. This officer right here is informing them that I have the right to video record. That's what's going on here right now. Not only that, but this lady refuses to identify when they're actually an employee. We have the right to complain. Imagine somebody calling the police on you, sir, without you doing
He has
anything
caused a
wrong.
disturbance. Make him
And then
leave.
they hide their
You have that
identity. They don't want it on top of that. You know what I'm saying? This guy's supposed to protect our rights. He didn't do it. That's the walk of shame. Some people may not like it, but they have to respect our rights. That's it. That's it.
Hey, AssElmo, you may not like it, but you also have to respect everybody else's rights. But we all know that you won't, because you think that you are the only person in this country that has any rights. Hate to break it to you, but you have less rights than average people. You're a felon. You don't have the right to the Second Amendment. How about that? Are you throwing a fit about that? No, because you don't want your subscribers to know that you are a felon. And you don't want them to know about your felony record. So, yeah. Why don't you go on a tirade about that? I would love to see you do a video throwing a tantrum about the Second Amendment and how you don't have the freedom of the Second Amendment because you're a felon.
You know, my mom says I'm a little bit annoying. I never said I'm not annoying. My teachers at school say, "Hey, you talk too much." But you know what? That's what our country's about: freedom of speech. So,
I know I keep breaking in, and I'm sorry, but he keeps pissing me off. Freedom of speech, yes, it goes so far. That does not mean you can say whatever the hell you want to say. Once you've gone into harassment or threats or cursing, profanity, stuff like that, you are no longer protected by freedom of speech. And AssElmo already harassed everybody in that building. No, freedom of speech was not protecting him at that point or any time. He has been harassing everybody, including the police, since he got there. So, unfortunately for him, the First Amendment does not protect him.
I made a career out of talking too much.
No, you made a career out of being a disgusting asshole who can't get a real career because you're a criminal felon.
Jay. We'll complain on Jay. Guys, make sure it's Jay. That's the guy that started it all.
That's the superstar right there.
The superstar. Look how they mock, and they don't care. You see how it's a joke? You see how this is
You are a joke,
This
AssElmo.
leadership.
You are
This supervisor
a joke.
just said that Jay is a superstar.
He is.
For nearly getting me arrested. And now I'm not going to receive an apology either. No one here is going to apologize
No
to
one
me.
owes you an apology.
But that's fine, because you know what? There's a God up there who sees everything.
Yeah, and you're
There's a
not
God
going
up there
there.
that sees everything.
Trust me.
So as long as your heart is clean and you don't have a dirty conscience.
You don't have a dirty conscience? Well, I mean, he is a narcissistic idiot, so he probably doesn't have a guilty conscience for everything he's done to the women. He's done those things too. I mean, come on, he ard women. He beat them up, and he has a clean conscience and a clean heart. Okay, yeah, I couldn't even say that one with a straight face. Yeah, poor AssElmo, you will not be going up. Sorry.
It's all good. What's her name?
I don't know her name.
You don't know her name?
No, I didn't ask you.
Okay. You're supposed to find out who's calling the police on who, but that's fine. And to be honest with you, I'm really on my way out. I'm just going after you.
Okay, anyway. That's all. She'll get
You got.
He always does that when he's afraid that they're about to arrest him. That's the first thing that comes out of his mouth is, well, I was on my way out anyway. You damn right. He was about to do his walk of shame. They're not doing the walk of shame. They're going back to work. That soldier's not doing the walk of shame. He's going back to work. AssElmo is the only one that's doing the walk of shame. Why? Because he's just going back out to go to nothing, to his pathetic joke of a life. That is all he has for him. That is what a walk of shame is.
Let's have a good day, okay?
Where's your seatbelt? Where's your seatbelt?
You too. Don't fall off your bike. That's why Mr. America does what he does. That's why we have over 100 million views on the internet. We need everybody to share, like, and subscribe to our platforms. Shout outs to Chase from the Allen Report.
So, yes, there you go. AssElmo had to embarrass himself one more time before he left the post office. Nobody there gave two shits about him. Nobody wants to subscribe to his joke of a channel. I'm pretty sure they all clapped when he finally left. Anyways, there you go. I am sorry I cut in so much and paused it and done my commentary more than I should have. But it's AssElmo, and it's really hard to not say anything when it's AssElmo. He's even worse than Chili sometimes. And this occasion, he was worse than Chili. Usually they're around the same, but AssElmo has that line that he crosses at times, and he crossed that line in this one. So I do apologize. I am trying not to cut in as often as I do, but like I said, it's kind of hard when it's AssElmo, so I do apologize. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Be safe. I love each and every one of you.